Hi, fourth graders. We're going to be having a social studies lesson today. Our objective is to learn about the Constitution of the state of Alabama, the one that it had to draw up, the one that it had to come up with before it could be entered into the Union. In other words, before it could become a state in the United States of America. We're going to be comparing it with the Constitution of the United States government. The parts of those constitutions we're going to be looking at is called the Preamble. It's called the beginning of it. So we're going to start off with a Schoolhouse Rock video. I think you'll enjoy it, but it talks about the Preamble, or the beginning portion of the Constitution of the United States of America. So let's watch it.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out, a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that's known the world around. The USA was just starting out, a whole brand new country, and so our people spelled it out. They wanted a land of liberty, and the preamble goes like this. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America, for the United States of America.
That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Let's see. We need to hear about multiplication, but let's cancel that for right now. Okay. Now, what we just heard about was the beginning of the Constitution. Now, we heard it sung. Here are the actual words spoken out. Now, it doesn't take long, but it's a very important document that it's the beginning of. So let's listen. This is for the Constitution of the United States. See how the writing's different? That's how it looks.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Now these set forth the laws of the land. This set forth the rules that our nation would be governed by. And every time a new president is elected, this is one of the two main jobs that he has, is to defend this Constitution, and that's in his oath. And he also looks out to defend our country from those that would try to destroy us. Okay, so one of his main jobs, he's got like two jobs. I mean, he has a lot of jobs, but his two main things that he he swears an oath to is that he will protect this document. Okay, and it goes on, and it has a lot more to it. What we just heard was simply the beginning. Okay, now just like the United States had to have a constitution, Alabama had to have a constitution. And here, look at the writing of it. This is Constitution of Alabama. You see, we the people of the Alabama Territory. Goodness, now this is going back to the year 1819. It had to come up with a constitution so we could enter into statehood, become part of the United States of America. See this date? That was a good while ago. Okay, this is where our math comes in handy. To subtract 2020, take that number and subtract this number from it to figure out how long ago it actually was. Now this is hard for us to read. Some of the words are spelled different. It's faded because it's an old document. So I've got it printed out on another document. Okay, we've got the words printed out here. Now the words to the preamble for Alabama says, we the people of the Alabama Territory, having the right of admission into the general government as a member of the Union, talking about the United States of America, consistent with the Constitution and laws of the United States, by our representatives assembled in convention at the town of Huntsville on May the 5th, day of July, 1819, in pursuance of an act of Congress entitled, An Act to Enable the People of the Alabama Territory to form an equal footing with the original states. So in other words, they're wanting to join in with those original states that were listed. In order to establish justice, ensure tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the rights of life, liberty, and property, do ordain and establish the following constitution or form of government, and do mutually agree with each other to form ourselves into a free and independent state by the name of the state of Alabama. Now it goes on and it gives a few more words in here. It's telling like the boundaries of where it's going to be. You'll notice if you look closely, some of these words are spelled differently than what we would spell them today. The Gulf of Mexico, we use an F here, and you'll see that it's a PH there, okay? But so it's giving us our name and saying, hey, we are becoming a state, okay? Did you catch some of the similarities? We the people of the Alabama Territory. Now what did the Constitution of the United States say? We the people of the United States. See that? Very similar. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, and provide for the common defense. Notice defense is spelled a little differently. Promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That means the ones that would come after us. The people that would be descended from us, the next generation. do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now let's go back up in the preamble to the state of Alabama. Let's see if we can find those same words. Here we go. In order to establish justice, ensure tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the rights of life, liberty, and property, do ordain and establish the following Constitution. How about that? So many similarities. Starts out also, we the people. It means it wasn't just a boss starting out. The people gathered together and agreed. Okay? So the leaders that are selected actually work for the people. That's one thing we all need to remember, and that goes for the state as well as our country, the federal government. Okay? So here's what we need to do. Okay? We've compared the wording in both constitutions. We've looked at them. And now I want you, just on a piece of paper, to jot down what you've found to be similarities about the Constitution. Okay? I'm going to go slowly through this in case you need to look up any of these links. Okay? We had the Schoolhouse Rock link with the preamble to the United States. You can find that on YouTube. And there's the link right there. Okay. This is what the original picture of what the Constitution looks like. This is the printed out Constitution that is here. And this I'm going to leave up for a few minutes because this is the preamble to our state Constitution, and I'll let you see it. And this would be where, when you're going to compare, that you might want to pause. And you'll be comparing here and also in here, the words, okay? You might find more words that are comparable. You might find more similarities between them. Again, you'll probably have to zoom in and find them. Okay? Now, we go to here. This is the Constitution of the United States preamble. It's also in that Schoolhouse Rock video. And also, this is the link of it being read aloud. It's also there in print. Okay? And so what you're going to do is simply write a paragraph comparing the wording and comparing the preambles of both of the constitutions. Okay? And just remembering that that's how our organization of our government was set forth, not only in our state, but in our country as well. Okay? Take care.